And so there's this like moment where basically you stopped waiting for
Yes,
things to like magically get better in your external world, and you rescued yourself by turning the lens on yourself or turning the lens inward to do that work.
yes, because what I was doing is, now you call it a lens. Um, I think that if I'm looking through a set of glasses, what's the rose-colored glasses idea?
Yeah.
Right, when you're looking through rose-colored glasses, everything looks better. So
Yeah.
when you're looking through rose-colored glasses, you're going to say, um, "This is good
Mm-hmm.
because," and then you have to tell the story. Why is this good? And so, when in telling the story about my angry wife, who is generally she was not a happy person, right? Because she had a lot of resentments from her childhood and all these kinds of things that happened in childhood, and she had carrying those with her, and didn't have any therapy or anything like that. And so she had these things that she had to carry. I had things that I had to carry because what I grew up in is a couple, mom and dad, who shut down when they had difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
So when my mother was an alcoholic, and my father was a gambler, right? So he's a teacher gambler, and my mother was an uneducated alcoholic, and so that's who's raising me. And they shut down as a practice, and
Yeah.
they pretended things didn't hurt or didn't bother them, and so they didn't talk about problems, and they just wouldn't talk about problems. So that's my world. In the meantime, Marcia's growing up with a mother who throws a truck at her son's head and splits it open, right? Or a
Mm.
guy who's when he yells at the kids, uh, he says, don't, you know, don't he doesn't want his TV to be disturbed, right? He
Mm-hmm.
screams in anger, right? So that's how
Yeah.
she grows up in an angry, confrontational home, right?
Right.
I'm growing up in a shutting down home. She's growing up in an angry, belittling home. So
Yeah.
what are we going to do when we marry? We marry. We're going to bring our two invisible lifestyles into that
Yep.
marriage,
That's
right?
right.
And so now the only thing
That's
that
what
saves us
every single couple does.
is that what? Well, because we're living out of subconscious mind. So
Mm-hmm.
the marriage that we had that we couldn't understand, we didn't know what it was. She had to use her forcefulness on her soft-hearted man, and the
Mm-hmm.
soft-hearted man had to run for cover because he
Yeah.
didn't know what to do or how. He had to learn that.